we indulge in a lot of wastage, which ICTs can deliver us from. So our wish list, we are hoping that you would help us design meaningful interfaces, which will allow almost on the fly entry of data without even the teacher realizing that she is now switching over from that activity and actually doing some data entry. One immediate example that I can think of is giving an app to a sports teacher, which has a meter which allows her to clock children's timings in races and things like that. Enter that data in, plug it in, it goes out, comes back again to her as a little graph, figuring out where her children are and so on. So that kind of things could happen. We are hoping that you would enable all the functionaries. See, the structure of education, which I think Professor Mehta would explain to you about the various intermediate stages that exist in the school administration structure. We're looking at some things in the block, something in the district, something at the state level, and so on. Each of these people have different needs for data and how that should be visualized, how that should be analyzed, and so on. So that we hope you would be able to help us with. Disaggregation of data is one of those most important challenges we have. We have large compilations of data, so therefore we can draw one little graph out of it and therefore lose out on everything that could have been meaningful at various lower stages there. The school itself is filling up all of this data, but the school is not making use of this data. So if there is some way in which I can take just that subset of that school and help that school understand, okay, the data that you put in here has these meanings, has these kinds of inputs for you. So that's something that I'm hoping that you would do. As I mentioned, I'm an education fellow. I started as a primary teacher. My PhD is in primary education. And if you ask me what are you good at, I'm good at teaching children small things. Data, big data, software, all these things are frankly not our forte. We have a bunch of enthusiastic people who are trying to do all of these things, but then we don't really have the bandwidth to create various other devices that we need. So we need, first of all, help in clarifying that we are on the right track, we're doing the right thing. Okay, this is something that's meaningful, this is feasible, this can be done, and so on. I keep going to the D3JS site and getting enamored by all the graphs that I see there, but then I really don't know what to do with them, except that I love some of those graphs. Okay, so the second is that you can actually start making demands of us, and that this was one of the first questions that she raised as the objective of the